Hello, dear friends. If you are watching this video when it's released, we are within the holiday season. It is a time of year that offers us a moment of pause to reflect on the important things in life. Many are looking forward to celebrating these most holy days of the year with loved ones. Yet for others, the days adding up to the gatherings can be hectic, stressful, and loaded with extra demands. The hustle, bustle, and commercialization can trigger them to become jaded. They may wish for the end of the season versus to immerse in it. So, for the next few clinical tips, I want to offer some ways to help you enjoy these precious times versus just survive them. This week, I thought I'd focus on something more practical. It's a subject that might even hit you in the gut. Specifically, I will highlight the impact of stress on digestion and give you a few quick ways to mitigate it. Since most of us will be partaking in holiday treats, having this information on how to feel more nourished and comfortable is important. Next week, I'll provide even more details on supporting a stressed out gut using naturopathic and functional medicine. So let's go ahead and get started. As always, gentle reminder, all the links to the references, resources, and past clinical tips will be at the end of the video under the resource section in the transcript. So let's talk about how stress messes with your gut, specifically the gut stress axis. Well, stress affects everything if you haven't learned that by now, and it's instantaneously. When we're in a fight and flight mode, our whole physiology and psychology shifts quickly, and this is for survival reasons. Thankfully, once the stress is gone, the mind and body can begin to recover and revitalize. However, if there is no respite, long-term stress can be detrimental. Chronically, either from one's perception and continued rumination of emotional stressors, or actually experiencing legitimate, dangerous, stressful situations, it can lead to physical and mental illness. One area that is heavily impacted by stress is the gut. Unless you were born a spiritually serene guru, many of us weren't, you've probably experienced firsthand the influence of stress on digestion. Furthermore, you've probably noticed becoming a bit more irritable when your belly is misbehaving. The relationship between this stress, whether it's physical, environmental, or psychological, and digestive function, is complex and bidirectional. This means that stress can trigger GI distress, and gut imbalances can also cause stress. In fact, they are so intricately linked that psychological therapies are often used solely or with other treatments to address functional gastrointestinal disorders. If you're struggling with digestive issues and constantly overwhelmed, it's important to understand how stress can sway your symptoms. In a previous article and video, I explored how stress can affect the gut. I'm going to summarize it a bit here and then offer some additional points. And then I'm going to highlight one key way to relieve its effects using one of my favorite modalities. You probably know it by now if you've been following me, essential oils. So first, let's look at some of the key ways that stress and the gut are interconnected. First of all, there's the second brain that resides in the gut. We have over 1 million nerve cells lining the gut. This enteric nervous system is responsible for influencing autonomic digestive processes. It relies on neurotransmitters and hormones like the brain. In fact, your gut contains more serotonin than your brain. Therefore, the more stress signals that we have, the more irritable our gut can get. There's also this gut-brain connection. Your gut and your brain communicate to each other through the vagus nerve and the metabolites produced by the microorganisms residing in the gut. These compounds can act as signaling molecules to the nervous system and can modulate various physiological functions. Furthermore, a stressed out brain triggers changes in gut function and microbe populations. In fact, there was one recent study that found that the gut microbiome in rodents plays a role in regulating stress by interacting with the body's circadian rhythms. Next, there's the gut stress axis, which is the way that stress has been found to impact the gut. So stress actually impacts gut immunity, digestive processes and motility, the microbiome and inflammatory mediators and compounds they produce, and intestinal permeability, otherwise known as leaky gut. The stress hormone cortisol and other stress hormones can actually lead to a breakdown in the gut barrier. And this gut barrier is important for immune support and proper digestion. One recent study found that those with a more intact gut barrier exhibited a better mood and more robust resilience in challenging situations. Now, knowing how stress affects your gut and some of the different ways that it can impact your digestive processes, what do we do about it? So let me give you a couple of things so that you don't feel helpless during the holiday season. Two simple ways to support a stressed out gut include supporting the gut microbiota and metabolites produced by gut flora. This can be accomplished with appropriate use of probiotics. You can also start at the level of the brain using stress-reducing techniques and essential oils. Now, if you want more details, you can get the link to the full video and article in the reference section. Let's look a little bit into essential oils for gut health, because I don't want you to stress out too much about stressing. Essential oils have many properties that support digestion. They're antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, alleviating cellular stress. They're soothing to the gut mucosa, and they have been shown to be beneficial to the microbiome. Essential oils also benefit the brain and emotional health. So this means they can simultaneously support physiology and intercept at the level of perception to calm our stressed out mind. And this will mean that it literally does interrupt the biochemical cascade in our physiology. If we look at one of the go-to essential oils for any belly bloat or upset bellies, but especially during the holiday season, one of the most evidence-based essential oils is peppermint oil. If you remember back to a previous video I did about essential oils for focus, I highlighted peppermint oil. But besides helping people to feel more alert, peppermint oil has many reasons why it's so effective for digestive health. This includes its role as an antioxidant and a microbe inhibitor, right? We don't want any unwelcome bugs messing with our microbiome in our gut. But one study abstract brings it farther and went into more details. It talked about that the main volatile compounds of the essential oil of peppermint are menthol and menthone, and that these chemicals in peppermint has been shown to be significant antimicrobial and antiviral activities, strong antioxidant and anti-tumoral actions, and some anti-allergic potential. Animal studies demonstrate a relaxation effect on the gut with peppermint oil, pain relieving effects on the central and peripheral nervous system, immune modulating, meaning balancing of the immune system actions, and chemopreventive potential. Human studies on GI, respiratory tract, and analgesic effects of peppermint oil, again, that's pain relieving properties, and its constituents have been reported. Several clinical trials examining the effect of peppermint oil on irritable bowel syndrome have been conducted. So peppermint can soothe your belly, and it also helps with brain power through the gut-brain link. There is impressive clinical evidence for relieving IBS, as just noted, which is often linked to cognitive and mood imbalances. In fact, in a 2019 meta-analysis of pooled clinical data from 12 randomized trials with over 800 subjects, it was concluded in the most comprehensive meta-analysis to date, peppermint oil was shown to be safe and effective therapy for pain and global symptoms in adults with IBS. And this was supported by other meta-analysis as well. So these are double-blind, placebo-controlled studies that are analyzing or combining them. So there's been several analyses of several studies all supporting peppermint oil for IBS. So, one of the best ways to use peppermint oil that I tell my clients about is to inhale it from the bottle directly. You can also dilute 1 or 2 drops in a teaspoon or two of carrier oil. This would bring you to about a 1 or 2% dilution. You can rub it on your belly. You can also diffuse it during meal times. It'll not only help your digestion, it'll also help you feel more alert. Okay, so let's just sum up a little bit about what we've learned today about holiday bellies and peppermint oil. The relationship between stress and the digestive tract is a two-way street. Stress can cause havoc on digestion and absorption, gut immune response, and lead to a leaky gut. On the other hand, an upset belly can be stressful on the mind. Along with probiotics and mind-body techniques, essential oils can ease digestion and calm the nerves. Peppermint oil is the most famous essential oil for how it can soothe an irritable belly and help with holiday bloat. I hope this information can help you feel more at ease and comfort in your tummy during the holiday season and when you partake in some of the treats. I will dive deeper in the next video about more tools for a happier holiday belly. And of course, if we're impacting your gut, we'll also be impacting your brain and stress response. So I want to wish you many blessings for a beautiful holiday season ahead, and I'll be back with you real soon.